Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder, sportsnola.com. It is our weekend review and our weekday preview from First NBC Bank. Thanks to First NBC Bank for their continuing support. And, of course, most of the news surrounds Tom Benson, the Saints, Tom Benson, and you can throw in the Hornets or whatever they're going to be called. Of course, the Saints started their unofficial offseason workouts today, minus Drew Brees, minus Sean Payton. These are strange times.
They really are. Payton is wherever he is today. The first day he is not in the office until sometime in February, I guess, after the Super Bowl was over. Drew Brees is in New York in a meeting with the NFL Players Association. Perhaps they're discussing some of the player penalties from the bounty scandal. We don't know exactly what is going on in there. I'm sure we'll learn more later Monday in terms of what is going on. But Brees is there. Scott Fujita is there. Some other members of the executive committee are there, along with DeMaurice Smith.
As we've said all along, it would be very hard to fathom any substantial suspensions because it would completely upset the competitive balance of this league.
It would. Now, I think there's going to be, I don't think you're going to see 27 players get suspended if there's that many that were truly involved in this thing. I would not be surprised at all to see Jonathan Vilma get some form of suspension, perhaps Will Smith. And as it's been said, the leaders of the defense may be the ones who get hit with some form of penalty.
Of course, the other big news surrounding the weekend was Tom Benson's purchase of the New Orleans Hornets. I know you spoke about it on Friday. He was at the game last night, got a resounding ovation from the fans, and clearly is now looked upon as a hero in this community once again.
Well, he's come in and, saved the day. Who was the cartoon character that did that? But, the opportunity was there perhaps for someone outside of New Orleans market to buy this team and really not solidify the long-term future of the Hornets in New Orleans, the operative word being in New Orleans. Tom Benson clearly does that at this point.
Was it Mighty Mouse or Underdog?
One of them. I don't know.
Just thinking out loud. I don't know. I just thought I'd try anyway.
Yeah.
So, and the Hornets, of course, won a game. They won 3 straight games. They're playing really good basketball, and seeing Eric Gordon play and doing what he's doing gives you a nice taste about what could be here in the future.
Exactly. When Gordon's healthy, you've got the chance to, you got cap space, and you've got 2 lottery picks coming up. Remains to be seen exactly where the Hornets will pick. Of course, we'll find out here in a few weeks, but still, it's there is hope for the future.
There really is, and of course, it was a good weekend. Tulane won 2 out of 3 against UAB on the road, and LSU, of course, swept Alabama. They lead the SEC West, so really good news on one front, pretty good news on the other.
Yeah, exactly. Tulane is actually back in one of the top 50 polls today in Perfect Game Baseball. LSU has made its way into the top 5. A huge series for the Tigers coming up this weekend at Kentucky. A couple of top 5 teams. Who would have thought that when the season began, that Kentucky would be in the top 5 and, perhaps in a position to win the SEC East.
Johnny Jones being introduced today as the new head basketball coach at LSU. Popular hire among people in Baton Rouge and certainly among Dale Brown's clan, and yet some feel like it might have been a rush to judgment.
Well, the thing that I would say is you look at what LSU has been able to do in terms of hires. Yes, they've hired head coaches, but for the most part, they've been able to land big-name coaches from Big Six conferences when they've had to make moves over the years. They got Johnny Jones from North Texas. Yes, he's one of their own. There is not a lot of LSU legacy-type coaches out there they could have reached back to bring people back home. He was clearly the best of those candidates. So if it's important to you to try to reestablish ties in Louisiana, be able to keep players at home, like Arico Gathers, who signed with Baylor today instead of staying home at LSU, then that's maybe the guy you needed.
Finally, a monumental high school baseball game on Friday night. Jesuit beating Rummel 2-1 in 18 innings. It's a game that has now made national news for the wrong reasons because of pitch count and the extraneous use of 2 very prized starting pitchers who are heading on to bigger things on the college level, if not beyond. Lenny, you were part of it, so you know very much about what went on. First of all, incredible game. Secondly, real debate. You can read Danny Ream's story on our website about this. Clearly, there needs to be a rule in place about pitch counts.
Absolutely. And, I've said it for years in terms of what goes on in the state of Louisiana. You have a 5A state tournament that has 8 teams trying to play 3 games in 2 days. And basically it is an invitation to coaches out there to say, abuse a kid's arm. We've seen it so many times happen. A guy throws a complete game on Friday, comes back and pitches on Saturday. We've seen guys pitch complete games on Friday and come back on no days rest and throw complete games on Saturday. It's absolutely insane. That needs to be changed, and there needs to be some type of innings or pitch count rule in place at this level just to take things out of the hands of the coaches and the athletes. Let the decision get made for them. Don't let somebody decide, oh, I can go out there and throw another inning.
Check out Danny Ream's blog on this subject at sportsnola.com. It is a very good read. And, of course, check out Sports Nola TV tonight, Monday night, 6 p.m. on WHNO Channel 20. Al Dupuy of Draft Day Report will break down the draft. We'll talk about Tom Benson and multiple ownership and much more. And followed by the telecast of that monumental baseball game. You won't want to miss it at 8 p.m. Monday night. Jesuit and Rummel exclusively on WHNO Channel 20. Won't want to miss it. Lenny, Zephyrs 8-3, Voodoo 2-3. Not enough time to talk about that, but keep marching on. It's been quite a weekend.
It has been quite a weekend. The Boston Marathon was today. I thought I witnessed it Friday night, actually. So, there's a lot going on in the world of sports.
Nicely done. Lenny Vangilder, thank you.
Thank you.
That's our first NBC weekend review. And for SportsNola.com, I'm Ken Trahan.